Hello, thank you. So today I'm going to present my research. Actually, I have also the team over here. The title of the research is Adjectives and Meaning in the Translation of Mark Manson Books. I have my team here. So Adi Pancha Saputra Iskandar and Sri Vidya Studio. So we designed this title. Next one. In the introduction, so in translation, the right choice of adjectives such as using them in a literary prose is important. The wrong association may destroy its artistic effect. As a consequence, functional equivalence between the source and the target text will not be achieved. Gorenska in 2012 also claimed that the strongest cognitive links which constitute the meaning of an adjective are connection to synonymous adjectives and nominal collocates. So adjectives take a concern on meaning and context of use for the equivalent result in translation. In English, Alida Wati in her article mentioned that the adjective comes before a noun, normally describe quantity, opinion, or attitude, and then size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. Meanwhile, in Indonesian adjectives mentioned by Mulyono and the team, they said that the adjectives is the class of words and types of adjective differ based on the semantic characteristic, such as giving information to the things or noun, such as quality of color, size, and length. So this research analyzed the translation of adjective from English into Indonesian. Then the problems were seen from the equivalence or problems of translating the adjectives, including the strategies used. The technological role that is used is by using corpus of contemporary American English, which are used to know the frequency use of adjective and genre in source language, probably for the problems that happened in the target language. Especially, we are focusing on the source language in this case. And then the KBBE 6 application is used to know the class of words in target language and meaning that connect to the context of use for the adjectives. So the methods, we are using two books. The first one is the English versions. The writer is Manson in 2016. And then the translation book is Sebuah Seni untuk Bersikap Masa Bodoh. And the translator is Wandi S. So these books are counterintuitive approach to living a good life. How personal or human being could be motivated to face the problems in future life. So they could actually influence by the writings of the writer. Analyze the adjective translation and compare with KBBI 6 application for the classifications and meaning in target language. The data also analyzed using the theory of Baker in 2018 for the problems and strategies itself. And then Hoka is used of the frequency use of the adjectives and clarification for the source language that have problems, especially the sound. Let us continue. With the problems of translation mentioned by Baker in 2018, there are some problems that may occur. For example, the culture-specific concepts. Words in source language may utilize concepts that are unknown in target language culture. Then the B-party source language concepts are not lexicalized or translated into the target language. Words in source language may have complex meanings, usually known after translated into target language, and then source language and target language may have differences in intended meaning. Then E1 is the target language does not have a superordinate. Eponyms in target language are very limited in general. Then physical and or interpersonal perspective differences, and then the H1 is differences in expression, and next one maybe the word form differences in target language are often found. J is the differences in frequency of use and purpose of use of specific forms, and then the K the use of loanwords in source language. The translation strategies by Baker. The translation could be by more general word or superordinate, and then translation by more neutral or less expressive word, cultural substitution, or using a loan word or loan word plus explanation, paraphrasing the related word or unrelated words, and then the strategies may be used through omissions or even illustration. So we could see here from the findings of the form of adjectives in translation. In source language is the adjectives, and the target language is also could be adjectives or in different form. We could see from the result, the findings is from the same class of words. In source language is adjective, then translated into adjective also. The example is bad, translated into buruk, kecewa, and then rich, adjective, and then the target language is also adjective, translated into kaya. Then the adjective was translated into verb, hate into mengerak. Then adjective into phrase, unworthy, translated into tidak berharga. Then adjective translated into noun, lonely, translated into persevere. The meaning and strategies in the translation of adjective. We could see from this data taken there. So you could see from the source language and the target language. So in the source language, bad was translated into buruk and kecewa. So in which both of them showing bad feelings. Actually, the statement within those adjectives are trying to motivate a person to have self-improvement and not to look back with bad experiences. There were no differences in class of words since both of them as adjectives. And then the source language problems, you could see from the lexical choice over here. There were some equivalents, but there is also inequivalent part. So you could see from the source language and target language. The adjective dissatisfied was translated into kurang puas. So this is actually the equivalent part. The word insecure was translated merasa tak terlalu amanlah, which was inequivalent. It should be translated into a phrase merasa tak terlalu aman without the lah to have similar meaning. These two adjectives in source language seem to be translated into phrases. Then the satisfied was also translated into puas, which has an equal meaning. The word constant, in this case, the meaning is also happening all the time or repeatedly, which is similar to terus menerus. So there was a problem also over there. So in the COCA implementation, so COCA is one of the media to observe and analyze the translation of source language. This type of corpus is monolingual corpora. Um, Text collection was using English to identify the characteristic of language and genre, mentioned by Monday in 2016. The adjective, for example, unpleasant, the COCA result, showing that it was mostly found used in fiction. So based on the description, the stories also, we could see means that unpleasant is mostly used in fictional context. And the next one, the adjective insecure. The adjective insecure, the word insecure was used in the fictional context. Even though there was only one finding, but it is still connected that the writing style of the books is showing that the adjective in source language was used in the fiction, and also the translation was also used in the similar uh, result of translation. And the conclusion, we can make the conclusion that the form of languages transferred from source language into target language can be in the same class of adjectives or different, which basically considered from the norms of the language and acceptable by the target readers. Strategies of translation can be implemented, such as substitution culture, translating into a more natural a way of omitting part of the words or illustrating to achieve equivalence problems of translation. Translating could be avoided in translation of adjective with the strategies that could be used. Then the writer and translator intend to attract the reader with words expressed, especially in the use of adjectives to influence the readers. Corpus and KBBI application were used as comparative media to know the genre and the meaning of the book. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you.